Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is archive number 880. Today I present an analysis of the invisible chains that society imposes upon our thoughts. It is a study of how external forces, be they cultural norms, institutions, or even a figure like Kira, shape our minds and dictate our behavior. If you are prepared to question the very foundation of your beliefs, then let us proceed. From the moment we are born, the world begins its work. Our first memories are not our own. They are the product of societal programming. A lullaby sung by a caregiver, the first words learned, even the color we come to prefer, all are subtly influenced by an environment determined by collective norms. Consider how our education molds us. Schools do not merely impart knowledge. They instill obedience, conformity, and a predetermined worldview. Every lesson, every moral tale, is a brick in the fortress that contains our thinking. You see, society prefers predictability over innovation, uniformity over uniqueness. The invisible chains begin here, ensuring that each individual, however unique in potential, ultimately conforms to an accepted pattern. And yet, there are those rare individuals like Kira who attempt to break or bend these chains. Kira's rise was not solely due to his methods, but also because he exploited the very fabric of societal conditioning. He offered an alternative narrative, a radical reordering of what was considered just. But while his methods were extreme, his underlying premise was simple. Our minds are not as free as we believe them to be. We shall examine the origins of these invisible chains. I will reveal how cultural norms, education, and media collectively forge a predetermined pattern of thought, one that you seldom question, yet that governs every decision you make. Welcome to the machinery of influence. In modern society, media is not merely a source of information. It is the architect of perception. News, entertainment, social media, and even casual conversations on the street contribute to an elaborate network of ideas, each designed to guide your thoughts. When you watch a news broadcast, consider that the information presented is the result of countless decisions: what to report, how to report, and even which emotions to evoke. This is not done arbitrarily. It is designed to shape your worldview. The narratives you consume are filtered through layers of editorial bias, economic interests, and political agendas, and thus the illusion of a free, unbiased choice is carefully maintained. Now, let us revisit Kira. Kira understood this all too well. By manipulating the media, ensuring that his message of radical justice reached the masses, he rewrote the rules of engagement. His actions, although extreme, tapped into a deep-seated need for order and retribution. In doing so, he revealed a truth. When the sources of your information are controlled, your thoughts are effectively programmed. Now, I will guide you through the mechanisms by which media and ideology work in tandem to enforce conformity. We shall dissect case studies, examine historical precedents, and question the very nature of the narratives that you take for granted. By understanding this machinery, you begin to see the invisible chains that bind your mind, and once you see them, the possibility of breaking free emerges. In our quest to understand how society shapes our thoughts, we must look within, to the very organ that orchestrates our every decision, the brain. Modern neuroscience has unveiled startling revelations about the mechanisms of thought, revealing that our decisions are often preordained by neural activity that occurs before we even become aware of it. Studies have shown that, in many instances, the brain initiates a response milliseconds before your conscious mind takes notice. This phenomenon challenges the very notion of free will. Are you truly making choices, or are your neural circuits following a predetermined path? A path influenced by genetics, environment, and yes, societal programming. It is within this neural dance that the invisible chains of control operate. Every advertisement you see, every message you hear, is processed and integrated into your neural framework, subtly shaping your responses and behaviors. The brain, like a computer, is remarkably efficient at pattern recognition, and once a pattern is established, it becomes exceedingly difficult to deviate from it. But there is a silver lining. By understanding these processes, you can begin to discern when your decisions are truly your own, and when they are the product of external programming. I will present empirical studies, cutting-edge research, and philosophical musings that bridge the gap between neuroscience and the sociology of control. Prepare to have your assumptions about free will, individuality, and autonomy thoroughly challenged. Knowledge is the first step to liberation. When you understand how your brain is wired, you gain the power to question, and possibly to change, the patterns that have been imposed upon you. Beyond the biological, the societal ecosystem further reinforces these invisible chains. The interplay between self-deception and social conditioning creates a powerful feedback loop. You are encouraged to believe that your thoughts are uniquely yours, when in reality, they are the cumulative result of external influences. Every cultural norm, every tradition, and every social expectation contributes to a shared illusion of individuality. Yet this very illusion is what binds you to the collective, ensuring that dissent remains minimal and conformity maximal. Kira exploited this phenomenon with alarming efficacy. By presenting himself as a beacon of radical change, he tapped into the collective discontent that simmered beneath the surface. His vision resonated not because it was universally right, but because it was desperately needed, a reaction to years of uniformity and suppression. We will examine how self-deception, both personal and collective, serves as a mechanism of control. I will analyze the psychological need for conformity and the societal pressures that compel you to hide behind comfortable lies. In doing so, you may begin to see that the greatest barriers to freedom are not external forces, but the illusions you willingly maintain. Recognizing these dynamics is essential. It is only when you understand the full scope of the societal ecosystem that you can start to break free from its constraints. The question remains, how do you reclaim the autonomy that has been eroded by invisible chains? The path forward is not one of abrupt revolution, but of deliberate, informed change. A gradual awakening to the reality of your own power. First, embrace critical inquiry. Question every assumption, every belief, every norm. Only by scrutinizing the narratives that shape your mind can you begin to dismantle them. Second, foster intellectual resilience. Surround yourself with diverse perspectives. Engage in discussions that challenge the status quo. In collective inquiry lies the potential for true transformation. Third, practice mindfulness. In the quiet moments of reflection, the cacophony of external influences subsides, and you can listen to the subtle voice of your own consciousness. It is in these moments that you can discern which desires are truly your own, and which are the result of programmed influence. Lastly, take action. Reclaiming your autonomy is not a passive exercise, it requires intentional steps. Whether it's through art, activism, or simply living in a way that defies the prescribed norms, every act of rebellion is a move on the grand chessboard of life. Reflect upon this. The chains that bind you are invisible only until you choose to see them. They exist because you have accepted them. True liberation begins with the refusal to accept the status quo. If you are listening, then perhaps you are already on the path to awakening. I urge you to question, to resist, and to reclaim your mind from the subtle programming that has defined your existence. As you leave this inquiry, carry with you the knowledge that every thought is yours to command. The journey to autonomy is arduous, but it is the only path to true freedom. If this exploration has stirred your mind, if it has compelled you to question the invisible chains that shape your thoughts, then I implore you, subscribe to this channel, leave your insights and revelations in the comments, and share this message with those who are ready to challenge the status quo. Join our collective journey towards autonomy. Let us build a community of thinkers unafraid to confront the forces that seek to program our desires. The power to reclaim your mind lies within you. Ignite that power, and become the master of your own destiny. This is L, signing off from archive number 880. Continue questioning, continue seeking, and never ever allow your mind to be shackled by invisible chains. The recording will be cut in the